I bring greetings from the Cricket Hall of Fame, Hartford, Connecticut, USA. I am Michael Chambers, Executive Director. Everyone wants to be successful in life. We know we were created by the universal source, some call God. We were created in His image and likeness to be victorious and a successful people. How do we define success? Success is achieving a goal, completing a task, or otherwise finishing a task you set out to do. The task must be completed with the intended result or results achieved. A batsman going to bat must score the number of runs he was expected to score. Some batsmen desire to score 100 runs. The automobile mechanic setting out to repair the automobile must deliver a working automobile. We spoke about the 4 pillars of success in Winning Strokes book. The first 3 pillars that we spoke about were mindfulness training, visualization training, and emotional intelligence training. We said once we completed our training, the 4th pillar was post-traumatic stress disorder counseling, where we visit a psychiatrist for treatment and counseling. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the practice of focusing one's attention to the present moment, where we are, what we are doing, and what we are experiencing, without judging or evaluating the moment. Mindfulness is a skill that one develops through meditation or some other form of training. So we can say mindfulness is our ability to be fully aware of what is happening in the now moment while we engage all 5 senses. What is visualization? Visualization is the practice of imagining what you want to achieve in the future, pretending as if it were true today. It involves using all 5 senses of sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is defined as the ability to understand and manage your own emotions, as well as recognizing and influencing the emotions of those around you. When you have completed all 3 phases of training, then you have to go for your yearly PTSD checkup, your post-traumatic stress disorder checkup with the doctor, your visit to the psychiatrist. What is an emotion? Emotions are mental states of the mind brought on by such functions as stress, anxiety, emotional state, and mental workload. These are all associated with thoughts, feelings, and behavioral response. What is post-traumatic stress disorder? Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is a mental health condition that is triggered by a terrific event or a traumatic event, either experience it personally or witnessing the event. Symptoms may include flashbacks, nightmares, and several anxiety, as well as uncontrollable thoughts about the event. The question now becomes, how do we achieve success? Let us talk about mind power and the power of thoughts. Mind power, power of thoughts. What is mind power? Mind power is directing your thoughts, your attention, and your attitude towards a desired outcome. It is said that if you focus on success, you will attract success. Focus on fear and failure, and you will attract failure. Mind power is understanding and applying the 6 laws of the mind and making our thoughts work for us. Your thoughts are the primary creative forces in your life. The law of mind says thoughts are real forces and they have an effect on our lives. Mind power is one of the strongest and most useful powers we possess. This power consists of our ability to control our thoughts. Our minds think thoughts, so if we learn to control our minds, we will be able to control our thoughts. The thoughts that pass through one's mind are responsible for everything that happens in one's life. The first law of the mind tells us that thoughts are real forces. Every thought that we think is a force and an energy and has an effect in our lives. Thoughts that you emotionalize, your predominant thoughts influence your behavior and attitude and control your actions and reactions and attract similar thoughts to your mind. Hence, the law of attraction. As your thoughts are, so is your life, because we will attract similar thoughts. A thought, an idea, or opinion produced by thinking. It can occur suddenly in the mind. It is said that we think or process 80,000 thoughts per day. Where do thoughts come from? They say 50,000 thoughts come from the universal source, some call God. 20,000 comes from a negative source, some call the devil. 10,000 are generated by our minds or the subconscious and the conscious minds. Thinking. The process of using one's mind to consider or reason about something, thus producing a thought in the mind. We should be very careful of what we think. We can say thoughts are like a movie that plays on the screen of one's mind. What you play there determines the kind of life you live and the experiences you meet. To make changes in your life, You have to play different movie, one that you like. It is said that your thoughts becomes your words. Your words becomes your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your character. Your character determines your destiny. We are responsible for creating our own destiny based on the thoughts that we harbor in our minds. We have the power to determine our future. Yes, we can determine our destiny if we learn how to control our thoughts as a result of learning how to control our mind. We must learn to control our minds by controlling our thoughts. The power of thoughts is a creative power. You can train and strengthen this power. You can use it to make changes in your life and also to influence other people's minds. It is said that if you plant seeds, water them, and fertilize them, they will grow into healthy and strong plants. Thoughts, like seeds, have a natural tendency to grow and manifest in your life. If you feed them with attention, interest, and enthusiasm, yes, these seeds of thought will grow. Thus, the law of attraction, any thought that we emotionalize becomes magnetized and attract similar thoughts into our lives. Your thoughts pass from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, which in turn influences your actions in accordance with these thoughts. Your thoughts also pass to other minds, and consequently, people who are in a position to help you might offer your might offer you your their help, sometimes without even knowing why. This mind system will sound strange and unbelievable. You don't have to accept these words, but if you analyze the kind of thoughts you think and the kind of life you live, you will discover interesting things about the mind. The power of your mind is part of the creative power of the universe, which means that your thoughts work together with the universe. You are a manifestation of the universal mind. When you repeat the same thought over and over, in one way or another, this might power helps you make your thoughts come true by repeating the same thought over and over. We imprint the thought into our subconscious mind. Using the power of thoughts effectively is an act of practical daydreaming. We must practice this technique. By using your thoughts over and over, by imprinting them into the subconscious mind, we now have planted the seed of whether it is a success venture we are looking at. Visualization, a perfect example, is a batsman wants to score 100 runs. He must visualize from going to bat, the first ball bowled at him, getting off the mark, and scoring runs at a time until he reaches his 100th run. When you visualize, you have to look at a perfect scene and what you want to accomplish. Scoring 100 runs, buying a house, repairing a car. You have to visualize completing these tasks. Put a lot of detail, a lot of color, sound, scent, and life into these mental scenes. Repeat your visualization over and over. So if you want to make 100 runs, you want to buy a house, the mechanic repairing the car, you have to do the process over and over and over till it becomes second nature in your subconscious mind. Actions, situations, and objects that you visualize frequently eventually manifest on the material plane in a natural way. You will eventually score your century, your 100 runs. You will buy your house if you practice visualization. You see yourself living in the house, you see yourself scoring each runs, you see yourself repairing the automobile. This will not happen. This manifestation will not happen overnight. You have to practice, practice, practice. It needs time and depends on how ambitious and sincere you are. How much time and attention you put into the action of visualization. You can use this technique of visualization to change negative habits and build new positive habits or skills. You can also use it for attracting money, possessions, for promoting yourself at work, for building a business, improving health and relationships, and changing circumstances for yourself and for almost any event. Pay attention to the thoughts you think. Do your best to reject negative thoughts and to allow into your mind only thoughts that bring good and happy results. This is a part of an introduction to mind power. We will continue this mind power training at our next session. This is Mike Chambers from the Cricket Hall of Fame.